Trump saying that immigrants are poisoning the blood of America, does that make you think twice about your own rhetoric about this? I know that you're really frustrated and have been frustrated and been sharing that, but does that frustration, as the election gets closer, does that stand a chance of helping Trump frame immigration as a problem for cities?
Well, first of all, that's a very volatile terminology, rhetoric. I'm not spewing rhetoric. I'm advocating for the city that I love. And I'm watching firsthand of what is happening to the city that I loved and I protected as a police officer. And that my kid brother protected as a police officer sergeant, and that my cousins protected as police officers. And as your husband, my police academy buddy protected. And so when you are watching what's happening to your city, that's not rhetoric. That is being honest with New Yorkers. And I do not advocate to Trump's policies. We are a city of immigrants. Yes. Everyone in this room at one time or another have come from some immigrant background. And we have always been receptive to immigrants. And the difference between now and then is that our immigrants have been allowed to participate in society. Yes. It is wrong to tell people to come to a country and you can't work. You can't provide for yourself. You can't provide for your family. That is so dehumanizing that you're an adult and you have to go to your babies and say, I can't provide for you. I have to depend on every service I get from my family is to come from government. That is just wrong and it's anti-American. And so I'm going to continue to advocate on behalf of New Yorkers, the migrants and asylum seekers, and all the immigrants in this city, because the immigrants of this city mixed with those of us who came from the South and other places made this city what it is. And that is what makes us great because of that.
And I want to circle back. Somebody asked about New Yorkers going to Washington, D.C. If a bunch of New Yorkers went to Washington, D.C. and spoke to the elected officials in Washington, D.C., maybe then those elected officials will realize that New Yorkers understand what is going on in our city, and that New Yorkers understand that the federal government is derelict in its responsibilities, and that the New Yorkers that the federal government is elected to represent expects for the federal government to step up and do its job. And your coalition, Mayor, that you started, all of the different states need to get their constituents and their base to all trek down to Washington, D.C., like the 1 Million Man March, like during the Civil Rights Movement, because this is outrageous. This is outrageous. And the news, you need to cover that. You need to make it clear that Washington is not doing its job. That's what you need to do.